Okay, so what you're going to see is the startup of a motor that consists of basically the following components. What you're looking at is dual dellorto FRD 34Bs, really old. Claude's buggy dual port manifolds and hex barred linkage, really old. New mofoco 041 heads. New 85.5 dish Type 2 bus pistons with faces machined down 1.5 millimeters. 3/4 millimeter cylinder spacers, 3/4 millimeter deck. It's approximately 8.4 to 1 compression. Stock rods balanced and clearanced from Claude buggies. They're old. Claude's buggy 76 millimeter counterweighted crank. Old. Genuine 33-year-old car seat mileage mega camshaft with about 60,000 miles. New mofoco hydraulic lifters. Stock thickness shortened aluminum push rods. 1.25 to 1 rockers. Titanium retainers. Stopped valve springs. Berg equalizer pulley. 180 millimeter 12 volt flywheel, high volume oil pump, bug pack single quiet pack muffler, external cooler and filter with AN8 fittings using a stock cooler takeoff adapter. I'm not set up for full flow. Now, I didn't catch the first 10 seconds or so of running, but they don't count since the motor wouldn't idle. I fiddled with it by opening the carb air volume screws a bit. I recranked, it started. I ran around and hit the start button on my camera, missing another 5 or so seconds of runtime. So the video starts at about engine time T plus 15 seconds. So you can tell from the video that the motor just wasn't working quite right, and I came to the conclusion that it was the left-hand carburetor. So I popped the left-hand carburetor off and started cleaning it up, and I got all my stuff out, and I ended up finding that there's a passage where that little chunk of wire is sticking out, heading off towards the bottom of the emulsion tube. Totally choked, no gas at all. So I cleaned all that stuff. After cleaning the carburetor, went, installed everything, fired it back up, seemed to fix some of the problems, enough so that I could get the motor good and hot and fired up, and kind of broken in a little teeny bit. I ran along, turned it off, let it sit overnight, went to crank it up the next morning, and it's like it didn't have any gas in it. So I figured I've got a heat problem. I bet all my gas boiled off, so I ended up making 2 gaskets to fit at the heads. I also wanted to thicken my gaskets at the carburetor to manifold interface. So I found 2 additional gaskets in my carb rebuild kits, good thick fiber gaskets. Shoved all that stuff on, put the carburetor on. It turns out the studs and the nuts just don't work when you've got something that thick, so I had to go out and buy some new studs. Took me a little bit of time, cost me about $8, but you'll see it worked. Okay, today's video, I'm actually going to talk a little bit. So, what I was working on yesterday were gaskets that fit down here at the bottom right there, run up through here, come right in through here. This is why I put 3 of them. The brand new studs that I put in fit right there. See, they stick out the top. And over here on the other side, of course, we've got the base gasket, triple centerline gaskets, and the new studs. So I haven't even blipped the fuel yet today. So it's stone cold. It's like 52 degrees outside, and I had the car up and running and warmed up last night to see if what I've done has actually helped to keep the gas from vaporizing. So anyway, let's go up to the front here. It's going to get a little bit dark. And let's turn on the car. This is what we got. And the push button start. And it appears to have worked. Let's see if we can get it going a little bit faster here. Oh, that popper's on the other side. Oh, that popper's back there. So it's still a little bit lean, but I think that heat stuff actually worked. Well, anyway, I got a little bit more work to do on it, so I think... Okay, the motor's on. Obviously, you can hear it. It's warmed up. I've been screwing with the idle left and right, so hopefully, let me show you real quick that it is idling on both sides. You can do that by pulling off a couple of spark plug wires. Okay, that's that side over there. That side over there. But clearly the right hand side is overpowering the left, and I haven't quite been able to get that taken care of. And if you can see that, it's idling at about 1400 RPM, which is just way too stinking high, but that's the right hand side. And the fact that it's just so stinking rough and idle because the left-hand side, although hitting, just isn't hitting right. But it does work. I think you could drive it. We gotta listen to it. You gotta hear it from up here, though. You gotta be able to hear those, hear the intakes. And of course you come down here, and the gaskets that are right there are just like super old. But we're not leaking, and you don't hear any valve train clatter. again, no valve drain clatter. That's not leaking. Pretty warm. I got 2 leaks. I don't know if you can see it. Somewhere down there, like directly underneath the oil pump, it's leaking a little bit. And let's see, that fitting right there, right where I thought I'd need something, that guy's leaking a little bit. All these guys are beautiful though. All the AN fittings, no problem. But anyway, let's see what have I got. I got about 2 minutes on my stand up here. Let's do one from back here real quick. Let's back it up. Alright, I've been working on the idle a little bit, and as you can tell, it's slowed down quite a bit. It's almost to the point where it'll almost cut off. But it's still rough, and you'll listen and it'll pop and squeak and do all kinds of weird stuff. But when you get down in here, it's like you don't hear any valve train. It's just crazy how quiet it is. I mean, it's not like a modern car, but oh my God, that's quiet. It's unbelievably quiet. But anyway, I ran some wires to our gauge down in here. They come up here. I took a guess as to which is which. I don't know which one does the actual warning light, but I apparently picked the wrong one. But I did manage to get the oil pressure hooked up. So here's our oil pressure. And here's our idle. So it's down there at 800 or so. Got to work on the temperature. I don't know what's going on there. I know it's hooked up. I don't know why it's not transmitting other than that, you know, maybe it's just freaking corroded and busted. Pretty steady oil pressure. When it was cold, it was up through the roof, like just like it's supposed to be. That's warmed up, drops down, good and steady. Even our idle. Our dash light, our alternator light is off, which means that part of it is hooked up properly. But I think I'm done for right now.